playing music on the stage, so we turned off the studio, and now we're going to have the Beach Poets.
We got Peter Bartles and Kathleen Schandelmeyer, and they're about to perform. So you guys ready? All right.
All right, let's
hit
hear
it.
We love it, beach poetry, and we love it, beach poetry. We love it, beach poetry. We love it, beach poetry. I got just the thing to keep you having fun. It's away out on the beach and in the sun. You can walk or ride your bike or even run. Don't forget to bring a poem or bring a ton. Yes, we're talking about some verbal artistry. I've got poems for you and you've got poems for me. If it's by the lake or if it's by the sea, that's the thing for me. I love beach poetry. We love it, 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 beach poetry. Every Sunday's when the poetry people go to the beach with little red wagons in tow. Some have hair that's curly, straight, or afro. We don't care whether you're high or if you're low. There's a featured poet each and every week. Here's a flyer with the info that you seek. It's a beach where you can go and get a tan. It's a poem without a contest or a slam. It's a beach where you can barbecue some meat. It's performance art sometimes, and that's a treat. There's even a song that you can even learn, but we're not allowed to have a bonfire burn. We love it, beach poetry. 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 Yeah.
Woo! Hey, Kathleen. All right, Peter. Thank you, Peter Bartles and Kathleen Schandelmeyer. Kathleen, how long have you been doing the beach poetry?
I've been doing it since 1990. I was hosting a venue at the School Street Cafe, and they'd shut it down for renovation and hadn't told me. We had 30 people standing outside on the sidewalk with no place to go, so we had to think in a pinch, and we went to North Avenue Beach.
And is North Avenue...
Think in a pinch.
Is it my mic is out.
I think your mic is out. What is the question you wanted to ask, Kate? Here you go.
I wanted to ask which beaches are the most poetic?
Oh, well, we moved from North Avenue Beach because of the Air and Water Show. It's crazy. Sorry. And it was just, we got gentrified off the beach of North Avenue Beach. It was too expensive for my poets to park down there. So we moved it up to Loyola Beach, which is just the most beautiful beach in Chicago. Yes. And we're right by the Heartland, stand in the sand, and near the restrooms, conveniently located. So, and we have a tent. It says Beach Poets on it, and there's parking, and it's
what day of the week do you do
most
this?
Family-friendly, poetic beach in Chicagoland.
Oh, see, now this wasn't a setup, folks, but I'm not surprised
but it's absolutely true.
that our beach...
We were the coolest neighborhood.
Yeah, we got all that going on. We got all that going on. Michael's mic, now yours is out. That's
well,
amazing.
when we were in at North Avenue Beach, we never had anybody invite us to their living room to perform when it rained. You know, we were under the viaduct at Lakeshore Drive with the water gurgling up through the gutter and like being chased by the blob.
And thousands of cars racing overhead.
Exactly.
Jeez.
But
very
when
poetic.
we moved to Loyola Beach, suddenly all these people were inviting us into their living rooms, and we were performing there, and it was like being embraced by a family. It was really special.
Well, you know, this is a cool neighborhood, and it's going to cool off tomorrow. So you're down there every Sunday in July.
Every Sunday in July, 3 to 6 p.m.
3 to 6. I put out that it was noon, so I stand corrected.
Originally, we were thinking it would be noon because of my radio show, but now that my radio show has been shut down.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. So that's she's referring to WZRD, what we used to call a sister station here in Chicago, has locked out its, let's just do it. It's locked out the DJs and has its robo tunes on iTunes playing Pop 40 kind of stuff. Tell us what's going on over there at ZRD.
40?
Yeah.
I don't think
Well, we had a meeting called by our station manager, which we were excited about because we got a new station manager. I had been station manager, but my husband was really ill. He had a heart attack and a stroke, kind of ill. Seriously ill. And I was
still can play that ukulele.
I know,
right.
he's blessed. I'm blessed he's still here. And it's his birthday today, too.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We're going to, after the show, we're going to sing happy birthday to Peter Bartels.
We can even do it on the show.
So, and then I was doing my student teaching at Northeastern, where I'm working on my degree. And it was just too much being station manager with all that in the stew.
Right.
So I passed the baton to this young man who was doing, I thought, an outstanding job as a DJ. And suddenly he just wouldn't comply with the club's rules and the bylaws of what our station represents, and wasn't calling meetings. And so he called this meeting. So we were happy and excited that he had finally called a meeting. But as it turns out, the motivation for the meeting being called was actually administrative. The people on the administrative end at the university had called the meeting to order in order to notify us that they decided to shut down WZRD for what they referred to as infighting.
Ooh,
and
discussion, arguing.
Right. Well, what was happening is that our station manager was not calling the meetings that we had needed to discuss issues about the station with him, and there was not communication. He was like an ostrich with a head in the sand, And so we finally had this meeting, but it was like the axe fell. It was devastating to us. We were just so surprised.
Yeah.
And the motivation for it was
bizarre.
Yes, ludicrous.
Bizarre.
It was ludicrous.
Well, given that ZRD, to me, I've been in this neighborhood since I went to college at Mundelein, and when I was at Mundelein, I was a DJ on this radio station back in the late 60s, and it was then called WLUC, Loyola University College, or I don't know what LUC. But anyway, ZRD grew up, I think, around that time.
Yeah, it came out in 1974.
And it was so wonderful because the DJs didn't use their names.
Right, we're all wizards.
We're all wizards, and I loved that. Total lack of ego.
We are all one. Actually, I'm just a wizard like everybody else, and I'm sorry that my name is being used, but I'm kind of making a segue here from talking about the Beach Poets, which is my baby, to WZRD, which I'm just blessed to be a part of a family.
Well, I know we'll be filling more in about WZRD. Just what is the current status? You have some dialogue going on. There is still some hope that this wonderful station that did free speech radio, Democracy Now.
Yeah, right. We have so much. We enriched the community. We had a fundraiser for Green Action Japan last year. You guys were talking about Japan, and that ties in. We really believe. And you were talking about violence in the neighborhood, and one of our quarterly issues was against violence in our neighborhood. We were really reaching out to the neighborhood to prevent violence and initiate peaceful dialogue. We had invited people from the Inspiration Cafe to come in, and we really have a very great dynamic with our community.
Yeah.
And it's a community radio station.
Absolutely.
No corporate ownership whatsoever.
Years ago,
it's all public. It's all about giving to the public.
There was a show years ago called Women with Wings on ZRD.
Oh, I love it.
Women with Wings was one of my favorite radio shows, and actually I was in the audience of the soap opera that they put on once, making sound effects.
Yeah, cool.
So what's happening? Is there any hope about getting back on here?
Yes, there is a dialogue with the vice president of student activities, but the people who shut us down, the way they did it was just absolutely unacceptable. It was in a atmosphere of bullying and coercion that just doesn't belong in a university, and especially one that's about giving to the community.
Yeah.
We were not defended by the people who were hired to defend us.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of press out on it yet, is there?
No, we've been laying low and trying to get our ducks in a row and go about it smart. We don't want to be casting slings and arrows when we really are about building bridges.
So
we want to build bridges.
We
don't want to burn them.
Can you give us a website or an email where people can stay in touch? Because we'll keep people posted from this end.
Thank you. That's lovely. We actually do have a Facebook page that is controlled by the Wizards, and that is WZRD WZRD Chicago 88.3 FM, and that's Facebook. And there's also the website is in control by the Wizards. We're calling ourselves Wizards in Exile. Also, we're the Wizards. We're defending the Wizards. So that's WZRD.org, I think it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Kathleen, let's go back to the Beach Poets.
Let me ask you this about the Beach Poets. One, thank you for bringing us the current story at ZRD, and we will, like Michael said, keep current with it with our listeners. But
we broke the story, I think, last week.
We did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
And Beach Poets is the other topic here. We run this Wednesday evening in one ear open mic poetry here at the Heartland for many, many years. They started out in No Exit.
I remember. I've been in No Exit, but it's late when it starts here in one ear.
Like about 9 o'clock
we
at
have young
night.
Children,
Yeah,
and so it's hard.
When we get old, I'm just about leaving when they start going. But they also have included music, like you all just, with Peter playing the ukulele. They include music and comedy, or what these young folks are thinking is comedy. I'm a comedy slob. I like to laugh at it. But anyway, when you're on the beach, what happens? Do people come and sign up the way they do here to get
They don't sign up.
They don't.
They don't sign up. I introduce myself. I ask them if they have a poem. We sit in a circle, and if they have a poem to share, we go round robin style. We sit in a circle in the sand. We go round robin style, and everyone reads from their place. And then we have
Jump
our
in the lake?
featured. No, then we have a featured poet every
very good.
week. So tomorrow we have Janine Watkins and Lakeisha Harris, who are just dynamos, a dynamic duo of love,
Hi.
powerhouse. Yeah, they're just amazing poets. So they're going to be on, and then the following week, who do we have? Oh, Jose Bono is going to be coming in July 22nd from the United Arab Emirates. I got my first
Emirates.
ever Skype. Emirates, is that how you say
Emirates,
it? Thank
whatever.
you.
That's right. I think I like the way
my
you
first
said
ever
it.
Skype call from him. It was really exciting to me, and
Way
he told me
cool.
that he was available to come in, which is a blessing because he's, so far he's nobody's seen him in a long time, and then he's getting married. So it's like, wow, we'll be able to celebrate Jose and his wonderful work. And Dan Cleary is next weekend, and the same day as Jose, we have Janet Kuipers, who does this amazing interactive work. She brought a bunch of dead roses to the beach last summer and handed everybody one. It was like the punk rock poet, beach poet thing. I mean, we always have something different, and it's very interactive.
I'm sure without seeing Kathleen, you can tell how energetic she is.
Do you have
can hear
any
it in her voice.
microphones there, or is it all...
We just actually, this year, for the first time ever,
brought out a little PA?
We got a little street performers PA with a mic and everything. So we're excited about that. We can't wait to put it to use. It's
Do
the
you
first
build
time.
an audience? Do people come and just
Oh,
listen?
yes. People will just stroll by
And sit down.
sit in. We've had little children come in and start singing along with us and playing. My husband brings he has a bunch of jambes. He brings them out, and the children just sit and start jamming. I mean, it's awesome.
It is
and it's such a
awesome.
part of the community. It's the heartbeat.
Your husband looks like he's getting ready to play the guitar.
Let's
Is
bring
it-
him on
he's
up.
got
Come on
a
up,
guitar.
Peter.
Yeah.
It is his birthday, and
it is.
Happy birthday
let's
to
do it.
you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peter. Happy birthday to you. That'll be on
You're not
YouTube.
expected to play to your own happy birthday song.
What are you going to do for us, Peter?
Yeah, what's going to happen here?
Well, not that I didn't appreciate your efforts in singing, but it goes a little something like this. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
Go, King.
Happy birthday to Peter. Happy birthday to me.
All right. Yeah. Okay, we still have some time. If you're you want to stand up and do some.
I'd like to do the poem that I use
Very
to
good.
close out the poetry reading on the beach every week.
You want to do it from that mic?
Sure.
All right. Very good.
So whenever I close out my poetry reading on the beach, we do this poem. When I first started hosting the reading, it was at North Avenue Beach in the Chess Pavilion, and the police would drive by and say, "The lake is closed." And I thought, how do you close a lake? So I wrote this poem, and it goes like this. Squint in the sun. It's interactive performance art piece. So when I go like this, if you all could please yell, "The lake is closed." The lake is closed, okay? Ready? Squint in the sun, dusk-baked sigh, cop cars drive on by. As darkness comes and nighttime looms,
the lake is closed.
Oh yeah, says whom? Does it freeze frame like a picture show? Get frozen under feet of snow? Do they take some plastic and seal it up? Pull the plug and drain it off? Oh, close the lake in 7 seas. Sop up the whales and dolphins pee. Do only I wonder why?
The lake is closed.
The cops are high. That's it.
Oh my goodness. What do we got working here? Anything? All right. Well, yeah, there we go. Sorry, we were doing the switch between...
I have a question. What's the most exciting event besides the cops saying the lake is closed that ever happened at one of the Beach Poet events?
Yeah.
Wow, well, when Tom Luplow...
Wait 1 second. I think you need to use a mic. Is it working?
This one?
Hello. We had Wild Chicago come out one time to film us, and it was not when during the hours when we were in operation, because we did it by bonfire at that time. We took my grandfather's old Weber grill with the legs broken off, and we bury it in the sand, and then we put a fire in there.
Yeah.
And so we would read poetry around the bonfire.
And that didn't last long.
Joe Rorty was reading poetry by a poem about Nietzsche, and as he was reading this poem about Nietzsche, he was like bequeathing it to us, and he put each page into the fire.
Ooh.
So it was like the only existing copy of this poem had to be burned into our memories as he was reading it. It was so powerful. It was really powerful. And then when Wild Chicago came out to film us, they had to do it during the daytime, and it was the most windy day in the history of the world. And
what day?
Windy. It was so windy.
That's in
and
windy
our poets were
city.
out there reciting poetry, and the wind was like whipping around. And this friend of mine was doing this poem about Medusa, and her hair was really looking like Medusa.
I just saw it.
Hey, it's a good thing that we record this with a video camera. Thank you, Paul and Mary. And it goes up on YouTube. It's youtube.com/Heartland Media.
Because you got to see
Within a week, you'll be able to see Kathleen performing, and you'll actually see Peter shaking his legs doing his own birthday song.
Yeah.
And I would ask you, as we close, can you tell us how people would contact you and find out more information?
Okay, I am at chicagophoenix@gmail.com.
Chicago Phoenix?
Chicago, the city, Phoenix, the bird. It's the name of my last book, Chicago Phoenix. It was published by Pudd'nhead Press. And it's chicagophoenix@gmail.com.
Okay.
Next week on the Live from the Heartland Show.
Also friend us on Facebook, Beach Poets on Facebook. We have a Beach Poets Facebook page.
Next week we have the Chicago writer John Conroy, who broke the John Burge case. And he has a play out called My Kind of Town. We're going to talk about Burge then, where it is at now. We're going to talk about his play. We're going to have Lynn Orman from Safe Haven. We're going to talk about homelessness. And I want to thank everybody who makes this show possible. I want to encourage you all to do good in the world. The world needs all the good that you do. And with that said, I think we got Peter about to play another tune. Oh, he's going to compete with Jimi Hendrix. All right. Over and out.
That's weird.
You're listening to 88.7 WLUW Chicago Sound Alliance, broadcasting from the campus of Loyola University.
Once again, it's gospel time with Bob Maravich.
Hey, happy day.